Hey, Dan here, and this video is responding to a question I received about why people think ENFPs are so weird. And I'd rather take that question and look at why is everyone else so weird? I think that there are things, of course, that make us stand out. And so things like we tend to follow our hearts more than what everyone else does or what we're expected to do. We tend to generally go against the norms. ENFPs are motivated by people, I would say, and experiences over assets and money. ENFPs tend to speak their minds a little bit and go with what we feel is right. And I would say that if you're looking at what is weird, to me, it's pretty weird to go to an office for 40 or 50 hours a week every day for 40 years of your life. That's pretty weird to me. If we want to look back historically at how societies function, or even going further back to like a tribal function of society, they would be looking at our civilization now, and they would not be looking at the ENFP who is freelancing and traveling the world, or look at the writer or philosopher or the person who's committed to their art as weird. They would look at the accountant who sort of is just like, well, I'm doing my work every day, as the weird one. The person who was never outside enjoying, nature, as the weird one. Not the person who's chosen to, pursue their artistic passion or to be involved with people all the time or live in like a tribal environment or whatever that is. And so I would say that why the people think ENFPs are weird is that we now generally live in a society built by TJ types, right? Probably by S types as well. And this isn't a bad thing. This is why we have transit systems that work really well. This is why we can get fresh food delivered on a daily basis. If ENFPs were the only people in the world, it would be a little messy to say the least. And so it is, I think, in many ways a good thing that we've um, have a society created by these other types, but it does mean that we are the weird ones, right, with what we do. Here's the good news, though, about all these weird traits ENFPs have. More and more, the science, whether it's looking at psychology studies or different parts of biology or things like this, is that the way ENFPs are motivated and tend to live, and that's being motivated by other people, being driven by experiences more than material things, even though these might be viewed as weird a little bit, they're also what is being proven to make people happier, to increase longevity in terms of just how long you live. One of the biggest contributors to living a long time is community. Looking at the groups in the world that live the longest, they tend to be societies where you have a lot of community, that even when you're 80 or 90, you meet up with your friends every day and have dinners together or tea or beer together. And that is what actually has been shown to be healthiest for us. So the things that make us weird, like not wanting to go to this office environment every day, just saving up money for some unknown future, are actually the things that can contribute to being the happiest and to living the longest and all these positive things. And so definitely in the comments at the bottom, if you want to share the things you think are weird about you or weird about us, feel free to do so. But rather than dwell on the things that make us different, I would rather look at them as positives, because not only am I biased, obviously, but I think the science is showing that more and more, that the way people are living today, especially in North America, is not contributing well to happiness, to mental health, to physical health. If you look at the average American today compared to any other point in history really, or most other societies around the world as well, it's not looking so good. And that is a move towards the kind of society that makes an ENFP weird. But the way ENFPs tend to live, or want to live at least when we're allowed to live the way we naturally want to, sounds like we're pets in a zoo, right? Let us live how we want to live. But when we are allowed to, I guess, follow our natural urges and live how we would like to, generally that is not how most people live, so we're weird, but it's also a way of living that is, I think, a happier, better way to do it. So that's my biased thoughts on it. If you have thoughts on it, share them below in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video.